This is the Planet Traditions channel. Welcome to the Planet Traditions channel. With your host Kendra Moses. This is the Planet Traditions channel. Welcome to the Planet Traditions channel. With your host Kendra Moses. This is the Planet Traditions.
Hello, welcome to the Play Traditions channel. My name is Kendra Moses, and as always, we have our resident chef Kai off camera. Now, this is our New Year's special. Yes, in just a few days, we will be welcoming in 2025, and it's something to think about. I know it's a bit mundane as the New Year's happens every year, but you think about it in terms of each and every person on this planet by the end of this year has gotten 1 year older. Every tradition everyone has ever had or has on this planet has gotten 1 year older. Our Earth has gotten 1 year older. So it's a lot to take in, and it's a lot to potentially celebrate. So with that in mind, we're going to focus on how do we typically celebrate the coming in of the New Year's. So today we are continuing our journey for the meaning of food. And I realize it seems like a very long section, and I think there's a pretty good reason for that besides the fact that I deliberately set it up that way. We all seek to find meaning in life for basically any and everything we encounter. We come to a terms of compromise in order to hear and understand the meaning of what this world is around us. Is something that we know deep down, all of us, that there's really no definitive meaning or definition for most of anything in life. There's things that we've just done. There's things that people before us have done and made up these words and just said these words will mean this and it will have this pronunciation unless the letters flip or change, or unless the letters are in a different position here or there, or if they have an umlaut, or if they have whatever defining characters. Most of these things, by the time that our generations encounter what it means to go to like a dictionary or a thesaurus or anything of that nature, these words, these definitions, these meanings have already been decided for us many moons ago. And it's something that we accept because it's a part of the community, it's a part of our language, it's a part of our speech, it's a part of everything that we said we have to learn, or that our community says we have to learn in order to go forward and understand and to know the meaning of these things in this particular script, which will be our local dictionaries or encyclopedias, thesauruses, or any type of reference books or other media that we go to in order to learn and to try to understand what it means to be this or what it means to be that. And this is for anything, of course, culinary arts included. So with this distinction of knowing that we really don't know everything, I think there's a subconscious trigger that is always active in our minds that tries to give meaning to things, because we want to try to have or try to think we have come as close as possible to an actual meaning and an actual definition in order to just make us feel like we're not just going about aimlessly around the world. So when we discuss even the term meaning has many connotations. The term meaning has a usual definitive answer in which we go to any of the reference books that I just mentioned. Then we also have the meaning in the sense of our personal feelings. We're not concerned about what a dictionary says. We're not concerned about what's supposed to mean on pen and paper. We know we're not being asked to define it based on a textbook stance whatever this item is. We just see this item, and maybe for a memory's sake, or maybe for just an inexplainable feeling, this is what it means to be this, or what it means to see something. And so that's where we get another form of our meaning. So when we focus squarely on the meaning of food in regards to our food-based traditions, we see more of a intersection of all three of those. The meaning of food being definitive, personal, or spiritual. Most of the time, these things all intersect in one place, and most of the times they have more than one connotation without having all three. And it's not just something that you can just basically separate from just one aspect of any of the forms of meaning. So there are quite a few worldwide traditions that are based around food that are expected to be done. And they are done traditionally every year because it is a basis of tradition and nationalist pride, because it has everything to do with each person's individual culture. And the culture has everything to do with your personal feelings, and has everything to do with any spiritual undertaking it may involve you in. And again, these things aren't necessarily secular, religious type things. It's just the way that people have lived their life over time and have carried along these traditions, in which they carry along meanings behind why we're eating a certain type of food. These meanings go deeper than what we discussed during Thanksgiving, where we tell ourselves that this is what is meant to be eaten because of this holiday, where we just have basic foods. They're special to us because they're traditional, but they're basically just the source of a person's or area's harvest, maybe, or more so, this is something that has been recorded in time and history, and so we keep that particular tradition. It didn't really have any connotations of really feeling like it will change your life or bring you goodwill or good fortune. It's just something you do to eat, which you're very grateful to eat, and you're very grateful for the harvest. But it didn't have the same basic spiritual meaning behind it. It had personal, and it has a certain definition to it because, again, it's something recorded in our history. You could go to a basic dictionary and get some sort of generic form of what that holiday is, or what a similar holiday like the Harvest Festival is, or any holiday that had a similar connotation to what our American Thanksgiving was supposed to be. Even with Christmas or any other basically secular religious type holiday that has gone by or that's still in transition right now, there are different levels and different separations. Even with those holidays, they're spiritual in the means of being a form of your belief system and your faith. Again, not so much on basic karma or good luck. Even though we have our secular religions in order to give us something to have hope for, to strive for, and to say that we can grasp some other meaning to life. Basically, all those things that we couldn't scientifically explain or we couldn't personally explain. It was what most call a otherworldly experience that they have gone in an undertaking with. So it's something that their meaning for has been put not in a science book, a textbook, but in whatever religious book they have, whether it be a Bible or Torah or Quran, what have you. These are the things that they go to in order to express or to obtain meaning in life and what we do and what we are meant to do in life. We were just eating a basic holiday-based meals. It was again something that is just traditionally done. Over time, we found ourselves just using those particular holidays as a time to have a sense of general goodwill. It's more so to build mankind's humanity and mankind's purpose and mankind's intention on the world to a more positive focus. That's where basically these holidays were meant to really encompass, and thus the meals with it, while traditional and while having their meanings. During the New Year's, we start seeing certain food items having specific meanings. So the meanings behind the food isn't just a base level, all put together meaning of I'm grateful we had a good harvest, or I'm grateful for our faith-based traditions and honoring them. So when we think about our New Year's celebrations, our food-related celebrations, we're thinking about it a little bit more intricately than we do for Thanksgiving and possibly the other faith-based holidays, because we're not just seeing an entire meal encompassing a meaning and a purpose for things. We're seeing actual intention to obtain and to eat certain specific foods in order to give ourselves a basic leg up on the new year. Most foods for the New Year's are intentionally sought after and intentionally eating for their specific reasonings and their specific meanings. Their specific meanings have now changed from even the aspect of when you see a specific food, you start to think about what you're going to make with it. Having this particular item means you're going to have this later. Now for the New Year holidays, we're thinking about the food having a specific purpose in our lives, a specific meaning for being on our plates. For example, in certain parts of the world, black-eyed peas are meant to be a symbol of good luck. Make sure you eat a nice big pot of black-eyed peas to make sure that you'll have the best possible start of your new year. And for most Asian communities, the rice is a symbol of prosperity into the new year. Then we have pork. Now, pork can be a particular contentious thing. It's not as worldwide because for certain faith-based beliefs, pork is haram, which means forbidden, not allowed. But for other places, mostly European places, the pork is actually a symbol of health and good luck. And then we have the noodle. The noodle is a sign of longevity. So you can imagine having the longest noodle possible would not only be enjoyable if you like that, but it would mean that you will have a very, very good start and have longevity and goodwill come into your new year. Then we have the lentil, and the lentil is considered as a symbol of prosperity, largely because it's circular shape, very relatable to the coin. And the coin is money. So if you think about how many lentils you could possibly get in a single bowl, that's quite a lot of prosperity there. So that's why it has this great meaning for the New Year's. Then we have fish. Fish is considered as a symbol of good luck. Then we have the dumpling. The Asian rendition of a dumpling is considered a symbol of wealth and family, mainly because of its pouch shape being filled with something that you look forward to. For a lot of dumplings, pork is usually the filling for a dumpling, so having a pork-filled dumpling would be like a double whammy of good luck coming into the new year. Then in most Spanish and Latin communities, It's said that the grape is considered as a symbol of good luck. They actually have a ceremony in that part of the world in which grapes play a great deal in their traditional celebrations.
We in the kitchen now.
Then we come to cabbage and or basically any type of leafy green. It depends on where you are. Of course, being that they're all green is a symbol of prosperity, as its very resemblance is close to that of money. So in Asian cultures, red colored foods are particularly a good omen as it signifies fortune. So we all have our different ways of bringing in the new year, but there's something about the meaning of food that changes particularly for the new year. We've gone from having our personal feelings about things to having a traditional based meanings to having things broken down to its very components when it comes to the New Year's. Each and every food item has a particular meaning to either each and every person, each and other community, each and every country, city, what have you. It feels like a generalization after you see a meal basically dissected for the end of the year holidays, because each and every piece of food is now giving close attention and close meaning for it. And I find that absolutely amazing. As you all may have noticed, I introduce at the beginning of every episode our off-camera Chef Kai. And you even heard from him briefly during our Halloween special. While I still can't quite convince him to come out from behind the scenes, I have had another individual help me with spreading food information, and his name is Lorcan. You haven't seen him on the YouTube channel, but he has appeared before on another platform. He was helping me spread the word about St. Patrick's Day. I was dubious at first about having him help me, but then he made me realize that I was being quite insensitive by thinking that you all, the general public, would automatically assume that he was a leprechaun because of his looks. And he also had reservations with any stigmas that I believed might have occurred as he was born in Ireland. We got past that and he helped me with the presentation. And to make a further amends with him, he really wanted to come onto this program. Not to talk about St. Patrick's Day, but to give a New Year's cheer or message. Not quite sure. He was a bit reserved with that information. So without further ado, Lorcan.
Hi, it's your man Lurkin here. No, you're not dreaming. And I know it's not St. Patrick's Day, but I can't get rid of you. If you're not after my pot of gold, you wanted me to give you a look. You were trying using the disguise. I'm not your personal four-leaf clover, you know. That would make your own potted look.
After mulling over the idea of having a little New Year's party here on site, we came to the consensus that that's not going to happen. So instead, we are offering the viewer the opportunity to look at our visual New Year's party. And at the very end, our DJ has kindly offered their own song for the New Year's. Thank you all for viewing. We really appreciate it. And we hope to see more of you soon into the new year. And no matter where you are or what you're doing, we hope that you have a very happy new year.
Spicing it up for the new year. We taking it up to a new tier. In that kitchen, we don't know fear. Keeping those plated traditions right here. Them cooking sounds are always near. Sizzling, rattling, bringing cheer. Because flavor ain't going nowhere. Because that flavor ain't going nowhere. The recipes are just my type. No fussing, this is all hype. Food aromas feeling alright. Yeah, yeah. A new year, a new party. I got something sweet and something hearty. The meal's clinging to my body. The meal's clinging to my body. It's a statement of the arts you see. That got it and I'll fight you back. I know my plated tradition's on key. Spike it to leave that. Thinking about how much further I'm gonna be. I just keep mastering that culinary. You know that after that final countdown, it don't matter soon as the confetti hit the ground. I don't need a word, I don't need a sound. My stomach's good because it's plated, traditions bound.